floss tube. It's been a while, 12 months to be precise since my last floss tube video, so I think this is a very long overdue update. Yeah, I'm sorry I've been away for so long, but I have. To any of you who don't know me, I'm Kitty Stitcher, better known as Kerry. What do I say about me? Well, I'm approaching the dreaded 4-0 this year. I've been stitching for, can't remember, I started in 1988. You'll have to do the maths. Is that 29 years, I think? It'll be 30 years the end of this year. It was Christmas 1988 when I picked up my first bit of stitching. So yeah, I've been stitching a while. Before floss tube, I thought there was only like kits. You know, I didn't really realise exactly. Well, say before floss tube, before I got into like looking at things on the internet, I didn't realise there was so many things out there, and it was a Facebook group that actually, you know, introduced me to the wider world of cross stitch. Well, I'm not on Facebook anymore, but yeah, I did used to like looking at stuff like that. But yeah, I live here with my cats. I have a condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, fibromyalgia and ME, all of which make stitching sometimes extremely difficult, and days like today where I'm absolutely exhausted. But I'm pushing myself to make this video because I've been meaning to make it for a few weeks now, and then I've been trying all week, and I thought if I don't do it now, it's just not going to happen. So I'm just trying to push through it. So I apologise if it seems a bit flat, but I'm really trying hard. What I'll do, I'll show you all the whips I've got at the moment. I've got 6 current whips. I can show you a few finishes. And I'll talk a bit about upcoming projects, I think. So let's get cracking. I'll start off by showing you some of my finishes that I've had since last January. I only had 3 finishes last year, but that reason is because I tend to do big projects. But also I did have a few months that health wasn't great last year. I was in and out of hospital a lot. Then I had surgery, and just with everything, you know, unfortunately stitching just had to take a back seat for a while. I just couldn't do it. I know a lot of people do stitching for relaxation, but I find it quite physically demanding to stitch, and mentally demanding as well. So I just have to be sort of in the right, you know, just in the right, well, I don't know, everything has to be right for me to be able to stitch. But yeah, I did, trying to think, one of my first finishes was, let's consult X-Stitch. What was one of my first finishes? X-Stitch? I can think of another that I did. I finished one around about January, you know, in January. I might have shown it actually, I don't know. Oh, this was a little finish that I had. It's only a tiny little thing. If the picture comes up, which for some reason it's not doing. The picture's on the thing, but it's not there. I don't know whether you can see this. It's that Friendship Grows. It was, you can't really see it. It was a Lizzie Kate freebie. It only took me a day, that, and I framed it and I sent it to my lovely friend Anne. Oh, this one was a very special one that I've been. That picture's not coming. Why aren't the pictures coming up? It's just coming up with a blank picture at the top, and I can't understand it. Oh, it would have been nice to show you that one. I have to try and show you. Because I have got a better picture somewhere of it. It's that there. I Carried You. And it's the Footprints poem It was a dimensions piece, and I did it for a friend I have who's 97, and she's such a lovely lady, and there is a story behind why I did this for her, but it's quite long and complicated to go into. So, but yeah, she was moved to tears when I did it. I framed it myself, and yeah, she was absolutely over the moon with it. I'm sure there was another finish, but I can't think. But then I have this one, which I finished just at the end, I think in December actually. And this is the Lakeside Needlecraft Christmas at Home Stitch Along. I have got a frame for it, I just haven't got, oh, see the bottom of it there? I just haven't got round to framing it, but it's so cute. My arms. But that was another finish I had, and then just this week I have finished my first Haid. It was the third Haid I started, and it's the smallest Haid I've started, but it's a Haid. A Haid is a Haid. And it's Ornament Witching Hour by Lisa Parker. I'll have to hide my face. And there we go. And I'm absolutely over the moon with her. I love her. But she's affectionately known as Poppy 2 because I have 4 black cats, but one of my black cats in particular looks like this one, Poppy. So she's called Poppy 2. And I will be getting that framed professionally. My dad is going to get it framed for me for my 40th birthday. So that's nice. Now, let's move on to whips. So let me open X Stitch again because I hope it's going to show you. It was showing the pictures when I was practicing before, but I need the pictures to show you what the finished one looks like. Let's see if this is going to work. This isn't going to work either. Just bear with me one moment. Right, it seems to be working now. You just have to give it a moment. Okay, where shall we start? Now, most of my whips haven't been touched for quite a long time. The reason being, I don't like having many whips. I'd rather just, I was a one whip girl until I came onto floss tube, which my first floss tube video was April 2014. I was one of the original floss tubers, and in fact floss tube wasn't even called floss tube. it was just literally a handful of women. There was no men. It was a handful of women who did videos about their cross stitch, and literally I mean a handful, maybe the ones who come to mind, 3. I can only think of 3 at the time, but I could be wrong. So yeah, I was one of the first. But yeah, up until then, that's what I was saying, mine went blank. I only ever used to do one whip at a time. I've never done anything more than that. And then floss tube broke me. And I starting a few things, but I don't like it. I mean, recently I have just been doing one whip at a time, and the idea is I want to get that whip list back down. I've decided I'd like to keep 2 because I do love Haid so much. I always want to have a big Haid on the go and then something smaller. So my aim is to get down to 2 whips. I did briefly get down to 5 this week, but then I've had to start a new one because my morning carer, Linda, wanted me to do one for her. It is an 8-page full coverage, and these pages, there's over 10,000 stitches in each page, so it's a big project. But I'm just planning on just working on that and nothing else. But unfortunately, it means all my other whips are being abandoned, and it breaks my little heart because I love all my whips so much and I don't like abandoning them. But anyway, whip number 1. She says searching. There it is. Now this is the first Haid that I started, and it's Ashley Gardens by Dennis Lewin. And I shall just pull the picture up. This is what it will look like when it is finished one day in a million years' time. It is a massive Haid. Massive. There's over 250,000 stitches in it. It's massive. And I'm doing it on a 25 count Murano, 1/1, full crosses. And I haven't worked on this since February last year. So, poor little thing. Hang on, just move all the stray things. But I've come, see, I can't even fit it all in there. I've come all the way across the top. So that's the first row completed. Can't think how many pages that was off the top of my head. And I've just started on the second row. But like I said, that is all I've done. But teeny tiny stitches. They're so tiny. But yeah. But I absolutely love this cross stitch, and if I could work on nothing else but this, I would be a very happy little Kerry. I really would, because I absolutely adore it. I love the colours in it. It's going to get even more interesting the further down it goes, and oh, I can't wait to get to that beautiful little garden and the water and the little swans, and yeah. But that's that when I started that on the 1st of December 2014. So it's my oldest whip as well. Now, which shall we say is whip number 2? We'll go with my other Haid. So this is the second Haid I started, and this has barely been touched. Come on, picture, come on. I don't know what's wrong with this X stitch up today. There we go. You seem to have to give it time. The pictures don't want to come on. Right, this one is called Mini Butterfly Pink, and this is what she will look like when she's finished. I do also have the sister piece for this, which is Winter White Butterfly or something like that. And that will be the next Haid that I start, but I want to finish this one before I start the next one. But that's what she looks like, and I'm afraid I've not got much done on her. I've only got one complete page, which is that one, and I can't even remember the last time that this poor little thing got touched. I was trying my hand at parking, but I've decided I don't like it. I'm going back to stitching my way, so I just need to. That's why I've come down instead of, usually I'd go across, but that I just want to get rid of all these. But yeah, that's all I've done. Nothing much at all. And I'm doing this one 2/1 on 18 count. Oh, just fold it up. Oh, my arms. The effort of just lifting my arms up. Oh, so those of you out there who have problems with chronic fatigue and whatever will understand what it feels like to just have every part of your body screaming out with lack of energy. Right, the next one we will go on to is this one. This one will be the next one that I work on. This is Penguins on Ice, and it's a load of little penguins all together. Now this is a kit by, is it Dimensions, I think? Is it that one? No. Got it in a project bag, I think this is it, yeah. Oh, Design Works it is. It's a kit by Design Works, and I've had this for over 20 years. Now, I was using this as a round robin project, so a few people have worked on it. I'll show you where it is at the moment. I think this is on 18 count by the looks of it, 2/1. But there it is at the moment. I did the middle one. No, oh, I'll take my initials off. I did the middle one, and a few other people have done the others, but there's still quite a few to fill in. But each penguin only takes about a day to stitch, so that is going to be my next whip. I'll power through that, but it's so cute. It's so cute. Little penguins. Yeah. So that's the next whip to be done. Next whip to be whipped. Put this back in. I'm tidying up as I'm going along because I just can't face a load of tidying up at the end, so you'll have to bear with me. Right, next whip is that one, we'll say. This is Queen of Peace by Mira Bailey. That's what she will look like when finished. And as always with Mira Bailey, the picture does not do her justice because she's incredibly, incredibly sparkly. But she's lovely. So, she also has barely been touched and hasn't been touched in a long time. Do I have a note of the fabric? Oh, it's a 32 count Murano called Polynesium by Chromatic Alchemy. You can't even tell what it is really, but yeah, that's all. I think that's the right way up, isn't it? Do you know, I don't even know which is. I think no, that, yeah, it's that way. That's all that I've done. Now the fabric I've gone for isn't a sparkly one, just because personally, and this is just my opinion, I think because Mira Bailey's are so sparkly, I don't like taking anything away from them by putting them on a sparkly material. But that's just me, that's just my opinion. But yeah. But she's got so much, I'll show you actually just how much sparkle she's going to have in her. Because I actually bought this, so again, probably going back over 20 years. It was from when the knitting and stitching show did actually used to have cross stitch. Doesn't anymore, if you go, apparently, from what I've heard. There's practically no cross stitch, but there used to be practically nothing but cross stitch. And there was a model stitch offering across. I saw the model stitch and I was like, I've got to have a. Are there? Oh no, there's more beads there. You can tell how old it is because the bead containers have gone yellow with age. Oh. Is that all of this sparklies? Yeah. Right, so there's those Krynics, but then beads. There's, yes, oh, I was saying, wasn't I? Yes, I bought it as a pack. There's these beads here, all different colours. There's so many crystal treasures. There's some little, like, I can't really see, like Aurora Borealis balls. And those are sort of like diamond shaped Aurora Borealis. These are not little small balls. You can't see these, but I'm just, well, those are some bicones. I'm just showing you for example just how many treasures and stuff there is on it. There's loads, and so that picture doesn't do her justice at all. She's gonna look awesome. But she's another one I just love to get on with, but I've just been snowed down by everything else. Now the next whip is the one that I want to work on the most, really. And my little heart breaks by, excuse me, by not working on it. And this is my chatelaine. And it's called Hummingbird Lace Mandala. And I am actually doing it on black because I'm just crazy. But again, picture doesn't do it justice, but it doesn't, does it? But yeah, I'm stitching it on a 32 count black linen. Don't know exactly what linen it is because I don't think the pack said. Now, I've got a lot of unpicking to do on this. Don't know which way is up, but it doesn't really matter because I finished off the cross stitching in the middle and I started working out on these flowers. Now, an error I have made, you won't be able to see it because it's not a visible error, but the error I have made is like these little stitches are done over one with petite treasure braid, but I've never worked with petite treasure braid before and I don't know what made me think I was doing at all. I've just had a crazy moment, but all of the gold over one that I've stitched it in 2 strands of petite treasure braid. Now I know if anybody looks at it they'll never know, but I know and it bothers me, so I'm going to unpick it all. And I know I sound crazy and I can hear myself saying it, and I think, stupid woman, what are you doing? But I'm a perfectionist, and if something isn't right, it just bugs me. I've got, you see a hummingbird? Hang on, yeah, that way, isn't it? A little hummingbird, what's it called? Needle minder. But it's just going to bug me if I don't, so I'm going to have to. But you can see it's quite large. It's a large mandala. But, oh, I just can't wait to get back to this one. So I did recently buy another chatelaine. I bought Evening in the Park because I saw Teresa Little Stitches Evening in the Park, and what I hadn't realised, when I'd seen it on the website before and hadn't really thought anything about it, but when I saw the colours in it that Teresa was doing, I thought they're just my colours. Because although I wouldn't class myself as a girly girl at all, I am quite girly when it comes to my colours and things. I like, well, purple's my favourite colour, and I do like my pinks and things like that. And it was just so beautiful. So yeah, I kind of bought it. Don't know when it will ever get done. I mean, I can't afford the, you know, because with these things, I would rather do them with, you know, the silks and everything, because I think, well, I said about that one, it was a once in a lifetime thing. I wouldn't do anything else like that, but well, I might be doing a 2 in a lifetime. But I just think when you're doing something so special, I think I'd just rather push the boat out a bit and get the proper packs, the proper silks. So I'll order them from European Cross Stitch, but I just can't afford them at the moment. But maybe, you know, big birthday in May, bit of birthday money, perhaps. That might be what it's spent on. My final whip is, I only started it yesterday, actually, so obviously there's not much to show. And it's my carer, Linda, who actually wants this. And I'm doing it on 18 count antique white Ada. And it's called Paris by Custom Crafts. And it's a full coverage, but like I say, it's a big full coverage. There's over 10,000 stitches. I think 10,150 stitches per page. So yeah, it's a big one. Well, I say big ones. Probably size-wise, for me, it's what I class as a medium size. But yeah, it's a lot of stitches. And that's my start yesterday. I did about 850, 900 stitches, something like that, and I've not yet got to the bottom of the first page. But that's my start. And those are my whips. So, future plans. Finish that one. That's my main goal. I'm not saying I won't break it off with a few cards, because I do like to stitch cards as well, just because it gives you a quick finish. But I did do a few last year, but I never count them as finishes because they're just so quick. But yeah, I did do a few cards last year. But yeah, that's it. My plans are, I want to get down to 2 whips. So, I mean, I'm fortunate that I hate starting new projects. Hate it. I put that one off for 3 days, I think, 2 or 3 days, because I'd much rather be, you know, to be able to just pick one up and start stitching rather than having to get something out, make sure the threads are all right, and then find the right place on your pattern, and then start. Oh, no, I'm not a starter. I'm a finisher. So I'm gonna I want to get that one done. However long it'll take me, I don't know. I'd like to get it done by my birthday in May. Can try. But you see, I can't stitch every single day because, I mean, like today, I'm so exhausted, and especially after filming this, it's really going to take it out of me, and I don't know if I will be able to pick my needle up to stitch. I'd like to try, but we'll see. But yes, it's going to be that one, then the penguins, then I think my Mirabilia, then my chatelaine, then my mini Haid, and then I can start working on something else in conjunction with my big Haid. Those are the plans. Let's see if they happen. But thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to give me a like and subscribe, that would be awesome. I am planning another 2 videos. I'm planning to tour de stash videos. The first one will be sort of like my kits, because I do have loads of kits. And then the second one will be my patterns. I don't know when I will do that, because say a lot of it depends on my energy levels and what have you, but yeah, look out for them, they will be coming. But yeah, thanks again for watching. It's nice to be back, and I'll see you all soon. Happy stitching.